January-November 2023. Approximately 10 million units sold under independent brands. About 4 million German units. Approximately 3.3 million units in Japan. Own brand Hadu 51.7% share. German 20.4%. Japanese brands 17% and other foreign brands totaling 10.9%. Compared to 2020. The share of independent brands increased by 16%. Japanese stocks fell 7.1%. The national system fell 5.1%. Foreign brands are in decline. Year-on-year 202. The sales growth rate of independent car companies is shown in the figure. Ideal BAIC Blue Valley and BYD take over the front. In March, Ideal monthly sales exceeded 50,000 units. A total of 376,000 units will be delivered in 2023. Li Xiangdong said. This is the first time a new force has crossed the 300,000 mark. If you only look at the SUV category. Do you want a combination of 789 cars? From June. Are already higher than BBSV. Sales volume in domestic market. Interesting, yes. Under the explosive offensive of Wenjie M7. GL7 not only did not fall. Instead, it increased from 12,900 units in September to 20,000 units in December. That's the problem. Whose share is being eaten? And under the overwhelming offensive of Wenjie M9? Why is Lily L9's eyebrows dilated? People who eat melons have moved the small benches. Are you ready to watch a show? If you ask netizen Li Xiang why he is successful, the answer you most likely hear is the fuel tank. Second, the refrigerator. The third is Weibo. The fourth is Li Xiang. But Li Xiang is trying to tell you. He has a fifth. December 10th. Li Xiang held a car conference without cars. This conference is Mac only. There is no L6, only Song Zibei who switched to racing. And OTA 5.0 explained by him. Netizens commented on this broken software update after reading it. Can we still hold a press conference? So Li wanted to find me. I want to use OTA 5.0 to do a little popular science. What exactly is OTA? I said just knock it off. OTA full name OFFG Air over the air download. Speak English. Just download the update package through wireless network. Refresh the car software. Changli Anhui. There is a series dedicated to Wilson. It's called OTA Monthly Report. Divide major brands into 4 new forces. Independent brands, joint venture brands, and luxury brands. As of October. The average number of OTAs in the past year was 6 and 4. Twice and 3 times. Among them, geek brands have a maximum of 12 times. Ideal tied for 20th place with Xpeng and Tesla. Reported the China Society of Automotive Engineers on December 19th. List 6 car companies that develop self-developed OTA solutions. Future. Xpeng's Ideal flat-running Geely Tesla is among them. It can be seen that the trend force advantage in this aspect is obvious. There are 2 main types of OTAs. FOTA and SOTAF firmware OTA. SV software OTA. Both are actually software. Firmware is the software in the hardware. For example, motor shop software. Battery management system. CDC shock absorber control software, etc. Software mainly refers to application software. It's called app. App such as AMAP in car and machine. Jack Ma music repair music, etc. Therefore, in the eyes of the people who eat melons, FOTA is more valuable. Because FOTA can increase the horsepower of the motor. Improve pure electric battery life. Upgraded chassis control. Let the 3 major items be upgraded later. The whole car is completely new. For example, users complain that Ideal has a large roll when cornering. Nodding when braking is easy to get motion sickness. So, Lily OTA adds a sportier suspension mode. Optimized and roll. How is this done? Ideal CVC shock absorber. Used by Tenneco. CVSAE series of Monroe shock absorbers. This series is very widely used. Audi Q2, Q3, Q4. BMW 2 Series, 3 Series, 4 Series, X3, X4 Super. 16 brands including Volvoquin and Check 01. They all use the multiple sensors that are included in the entire vehicle. To sense the movement of the car body. Status through electronic control signals. And the damping tubes of these 4 shock absorbers. To adapt to different road conditions. The essence of Ideal sports suspension. That is. The electronic control software was recalibrated through OTA. And set multiple sets of algorithms or parameters. Comfort mode sets small damping. Standard mode centered damping. Sport mode with fixed damping. This is the basic principle of shock absorber OT. Of course, this is just a popular description. It will be more complicated. That's the problem. Why can the chassis be refreshed online? No need to go to offline stores to refresh. Hardware control of some current new cars. It can be divided into large baths according to function. Smart cabin bath. Mainly for smart cabin hardware such as car HD and smart driving bath. Mainly radar cameras and other smart driving hardware. The power bath is mainly powered by batteries, motors, and other power hardware. Chassis bath mainly for CDC. Shock absorbers, air springs, and other chassis hardware. The body bath mainly includes body hardware such as doors and windows. And what about the Ideal L series? Then the power bath, chassis bath, and body hardware are 3 in 1. Combined into central bath. So it became 3 big baths. Smart cabin bath, smart rack bath, and central bath. What about every bath? All controlled by a small computer. This little computer is called a bath controller. What about the computers we use every day? All have a CPU as the brain. For example, the PC uses Intel i3, i5, i7. Apple uses M2, M3 and other chips. In the same way, the precontroller, as a small computer, also needs such a brain. It is called the main control chip. Small computers in the smart cabin domain control vehicle engines, etc. The bottom layer is the Android system with AM architecture. So the main control chip. It uses Qualcomm's Snap 815, which is the origin of mobile phone chips. The small computer of Zhjiayu controls the radar camera, add video processing and visual computing. So the Max version. Main control chip. Using NVIDIA's Orinx, the king of graphics cards. The small computer in the central domain controls the body and chassis. This little computer was developed by Ideal. And because it's about steering control, the main control chip uses an established automotive supplier, NXP's SRG. So what if you want to conduct OTA at this time? Ideal Beijing headquarters server will ask your car. The new OTA is coming. Do you want your car to reply to the server? Do you want me to do it? Then follow. The update package will be sent to the car via wireless network. The car gets the update package and starts updating the shoe software. Then the central bath. 3 small computers for smart driving bath and smart cabin bath. They are responsible for refreshing their respective codes. Specifically, small computer in central domain. Responsible for refreshing the codes related to chassis 3 electricity and body, such as OTA 5.0. By optimizing the electronic control algorithm. Increase the intervention time of range extender. Add air conditioning power, etc. Let the L9 display pure electric range from 180 kilometers. Increase to 188 kilometers. And what about the small computer in the smart cabin domain? Responsible for refreshing car skills and other related codes. For example, OK 5.0 introduces voice assistant to Mind GPT, one of the earliest brands to put large models on cars. Equivalent to a voice version of search engine. Covers scenarios such as car travel and entertainment encyclopedia. Raising the dimension of intelligence. What about the small computer of Zhjiayu? Responsible for refreshing smart driving related codes. For example, OTA 5.0. 3 major modules have been upgraded. What about driving? Law upgrade to soilless solution. Available on elevated highways across the country. Urban areas in 100 cities are gradually opening. LCE has been upgraded to recognize traffic lights. Autonomous start and stop. And as for parking? Upgraded autonomous and valet parking. It's the kind of folk fiction film. The kind with no one around. In fact, regulations currently require that. What about active safety? Upgraded emergency braking AB and emergency avoidance as. This is also a very hot topic. We won't go into details. No matter which brand it is. Intelligent driving is an experiential ability. Watch more short videos of cloud-blowing cars. Why not try it online? Don't watch ads to see the efficacy. Then the problem comes again. OTA sounds so simple. Then why can't it do some foreign brands? This Luo Yonghao once said a classic saying. They are all solution integrators. What are you trying to say to me? It must be too extreme. But most parts of the car. Real purchasing division supplier. Part A is supplier of the purchasing department. Part B is purchased from supplier B. There may be dozens of such suppliers. Even hundreds of. In the beginning, these suppliers were doing their own thing. The number of lines between each component. Not even connected. Every part is an island. The line is not connected. How do you transfer the software? So it's difficult. And after. Everyone connected the parts to a big thick wire. This line is called a bus. The hardware is connected. But the software does not support it. Software from hundreds of vendors. Each code is written individually. Can't get through to each other. It's like the leader is someone who speaks Chinese. But 100 soldiers come from 100 countries. Speak 100 different languages. The regiment leader shouted to fire. People are confused here. Oh my goodness. Damn it, what are you shouting about? I can understand you. So we can only evolve again. Open up the software too. The first is to adopt unified standards. Car companies become more powerful. Let suppliers develop according to the unified standards of car companies. Don't do each his own thing. The second is to take it back for self-study. Suppress the supplier's authority to let him. We only provide hardware and underlying software. Upper-level software car companies develop their own software. The ideal bar domain is merged into 3 domains. Then this 3-in-1. Central domain controller. The little computer is called Su. He did it himself. And what about spin? He also put the independent controller provided by the supplier. Killed. Improve the control in your own little computer, Su. Improved control efficiency. So what was Ideal's original words at the press conference? Keep your destiny firmly in your own hands. The essence is that the bottom layer tries its best to do it on its own. Continuously divest suppliers of authority. This car company is getting more and more ruthless. The above is actually automotive electronics. 3 generations of technology changes in electrical architecture. The general name of the vehicle electrical device architecture. Electrical and electronic architecture. Currently divided into 3 generations of technology. Power distributed 2.0 pre-controlled type, 3.0 centralized type. Extreme cases of distribution in 1.0. That's what we just said. 100 parts are controlled by 100 small computers. Even if it is further integrated? OTA may not be able to be completely carried out. Most of the old fuel vehicles are like this. The pre-control type of 2.0 is integrated into 5 domains. Or the ideal 3 domains. Hardware integration. Software to open up. So ideal L789 and most new forces. That's it. OK has strong ability. 3.0 centralized mode is another big integration. Built a big computer to control the whole car. Centralized power rules the world. Coupled with the 4 guardians to dominate the front and back. Left and right auxiliary central computer. In fact, the latest model. Basically, we are developing in this direction. In fact, in the final analysis. Or software. The core concept of buses is high interior and low interior. Oily and soft and hard knots. So before the whole car leaves the factory. Pre-purchase hardware in advance. After the vehicle leaves the factory. Software should be as independent from hardware constraints as possible. CACA can be updated at will. Of course, OTA also has disadvantages. Such as manufacturers fix loopholes in the name of OTA. Or buy semi-finished products in order to go on the market earlier. The government has actually discovered this a long time ago. And introduced regulations. However, there is still a certain gray area. What about security issues? Subsequent regulations will definitely become more stringent. But on the contrary, there are also some advantages. For example, Tesla recalled more than 1 million vehicles in 2023. But there is no actual return. It's just that more than 1 million cars were rented on the spot through OTA. Compared with traditional car manufacturers? I don't know how much money has been saved. So what about overall? Ideal equal dilution. Already at the forefront of the times in OTA. Early online layout. What about software experience? Compared with some traditional car companies and foreign car companies, there are still quite a few advantages. In 2024, consumer decision-making when buying a car. Major changes have taken place. If a new car's engine and smart driving don't work well, it will almost certainly affect sales. What is everyone's demand for smart driving? It doesn't necessarily make driving easier for you. It makes driving safer. This is why AED was so popular some time ago. So where does the security of quality and price come from? The hardware has been pre-purchased in advance. The rest depends on software and algorithms. Continuously optimized through OTA. This is a big logic that no manufacturer can escape. OTA for consumers in the early stages of the smart era. With high toy attributes and evergreen attributes. But in the middle and late stages. OTA for ordinary consumers. More means just needed and practical. As a product with extremely strong mechanical properties, traditional cars. It can still be opened without any intelligence capabilities. Huge stock. It also means that in the next few decades they will not be eliminated. But for future mainstream smart cars, OTA is essential. Part. It's like today in 2024. Someone else's Hongmeng OS. Systems such as iOS and the paper. Continuously launching all kinds of cool new features. And your phone. But cannot update any system or any app. Then there is reason to believe. This is a reality that most consumers cannot accept. And when we change positions for, take a test, we'll find this. Also, OTA. What it means for the future of the automotive industry. Well, that's it for this video. What if after everyone reads this? Our little gains. I hope everyone will not be stingy. A small thumbs up. Thank you all. Finally, pay attention to the new knowledge channel about racing cars. See you next time. Bye-bye.